Welcome to MTG Santa. Today we are gonna open up one of these mystery bags that I have bought. It's somebody's old collection or something like that. I don't really know. We have these two boxes. Let's jump straight into it. One of them, I have just opened them up to see that they're actually something that somebody was supposed to ship, magic cards, but I haven't gone into them in any detail. Seems to be semi-good condition. A lot of things in sleeves, although they're commons and lands. What I am looking for are some foils. I'm trying to build up an entire foil collection of all of the old border and vintage cards and learn more about Magic along the way. But let's start shuffling stuff while we do it. Maybe we save that big box for later. And for now, we just start flipping through some of these cards. We can see, we can zoom in a bit. Okay, what's a good position? Somewhere here. I'm just gonna go through and save all the rares, and then those are the ones we want to scan. We want to see the value. Okay, these are maybe not valuable, but quite good for playing the game. I'll put them aside as well. I don't have so much time to actually play, so I'm mainly collecting. But I've been always told to keep cards like this in, right? The signets and the clue stones to help with the mana fixing. So they're probably good to keep to some degree. Most of these commons. Oh, we got a foil! We got a foil, and it is rare. Maybe not super valuable, but let's check. For me, it's all about just getting the rares. Where do we get the best shining? Oh, there you can see the shiny. I like the hologram also here. Just because I have set it up this way, let's go and scan one card for now. Okay, it's a 1 cent. 1 cent card, 40-cent card when it's foil. But I think we will take it. We will take it. Very happy with that one. One foil after only a few cards. There's something mythic. Let's just sort all of these out now, and then I'll do the scanning at the end. Lands. Okay, if they're basic lands, probably not worth anything, but I'd like to separate those anyway. Yeah, so I'm trying to build a full collection. My friend got me into Magic the Gathering just a year ago, and I kind of really like. Oh, I see some shining happening in the back. But let's get to it. So my friend taught me the game, and I really think it's interesting. But yeah, this looks really nice. Scorch Walk. Let's put the foils and the rare sort of separately. Okay, it's just a common, I guess. But again, it's all about that glitter. I really like it. I like how the foils have this symbol here. Okay, I guess the non-foils. It's good comparison. It's foil and non-foil of the same. And with some of the art here, the fire is... How can I show it? The fire is so radiant. I really like it. Yes, I don't have time to play, but I do have time, or trying to make time to collect. I think there was nothing else there. So this is a way for me now to document my journey of trying to build the full set. I mean, some of the cards are super expensive, crazy rare, and then in foil, it's gonna be a mission impossible, but that's good. It's nice that the project will never end, and I get to share my journey along the way with you. If you know anything about Magic cards, drop a comment in the chat if I'm missing some banger card, because I know some of the commons and uncommons can be really valuable, because I mean, they're just common or uncommon in a specific set. But maybe they haven't that many reprints. So they haven't been reprinted in other sets. So then there might be, in general, in the world, quite rare. And then they might be quite valuable anyway. So I tend to also... Oh man, there's so much good stuff here. I mean, maybe if you're a professional Magic gatherer, you don't think this is interesting stuff. But for me, the rare and the foil... This one is quite good condition as well. I think I like it. I mean, the backside, who cares? I mean, I care also, but it's interesting here. The only foil part is sort of the background there. They always make a bit... I saw a video online I think this guy called Rustic Studies. He makes these videos. He's really cool. Go check him out. He was making a video about the foils. That's not a foil. I get sucked into it. So we're checking through the cards. We're trying to find the rares, because those ones I kind of probably have less of, and at some time I need to sort everything and put them in binders. I'm wondering if, okay, I was saying, should we maybe save this for later, this big pack of sleeved ones, but they're so randomly sleeved, like basic lands and everything. I mean, again, something uncommon could be valuable, but I mean, you know, sometimes I try to read, and if it seems that it's a really good card, I mean, who am I to say? But if it seems crazy good, it might be good. Okay, let's just scan that for fun. But yeah, I mean, there's so much random stuff just sleeved, so probably not worth it. Nothing. But there's a lot of rares, and you never know. So I'm buying all these mystery bags online. I mean, sometimes you can see a lot of pictures and all the cards, but if you do that, also the prices go up. But then again, if you buy something like this, a mystery bag, there was just a few photos overall of the package. You couldn't really see what it included. Oh, that's a nice one as well. A lot of these red-white cards. Maybe that was a specific deck. Okay, we've gone through. So just to zoom out, you know, we've gone through half this pack. We have this full pack still coming up. We're going to sort the rares and the foils, and we're going to scan them all. And yeah, I didn't mention I paid 60 euros for this pack. Oh, what is this? This is a banger card. This is a banger card. Okay, so let me educate you. Pretending that I know. Okay, so it says Swamp and Mountain here. It just doesn't say... Okay, that's a bad example. It doesn't say just Gate or Land. Then you can find this if you have like a scry land or a fetch land or whatever it's called. You can fetch stuff with it. You can find this one. And you always want these cards to not enter tapped, right? So you can get into the game faster. And this one you only have to pay 2 life. So I think that's a banger card. That could be like a 10 euro card. Maybe we should just jump into the scanning app. Let me see if I figure this out. Let me see how I figure it out. Boom. Okay, so let me share the screen. We're here. That's the old one. Let's scan this bad boy up. And it is 15 ring-a-ma-fucking ding-dong. So that's cool. So one card now paid for a quarter of the entire box. Okay, now let me get used to all of this sharing and all this streaming stuff. Okay, so that's a banger card. If it's a really expensive card, maybe I should put it somewhere a bit separate. So I'll remember to sleeve it. Maybe I put it just there in the corner. Okay, that was a cool card. And another foil, and another foil. What's up? Again, this one was quite nice. This one was quite nice. I like the lands. I think lands you might be playing more as well. Even though this is one of those, it enters taps. It's not that good in the game. But for me, it's all about the art. And if I want to try to get the full collection, you need everything. This was a really nice. I mean, this was a nice bag. Okay, Gate. Again, nothing special. And also you can see the rarity. Okay, so somebody told me this. The black, common, silver or gray is uncommon. And then if we have... That's why I'm just flipping through quickly. Because as I said, most of... Oh my God. What's happening? It is foil, but some kind of a promo card. With the date. I like these as well. These are separately collectible. Probably not worth anything, but for me, very, very, very nice. And then the gold would be the final rarity. And then there's even beyond that, like dark red, which is mythic. Mythic rare. Even more rare than the rare. And those are the ones where you typically got the value. Again, if you're watching this show, you probably know all of this, but I'm just kind of rehearsing what I know. If I'm wrong, comment. Let me know in the chat. Again, a lot of these, I don't know what these are called, clue stones, is mana rocks, mana some things. You make more mana with them. It helps in the game. I don't know. I've seen some really, really expensive decks where people have all the greatest cards and they still use them. So I guess they're still among the better ones. A lot of these tokens. I think, again, these are not worth so much, but I think if you're playing a deck and you want a suitable token, I always like to have the real one, the one that makes sense. Rat is quite nice. So I'm trying to build, I've heard about this. Let me put that aside as well. I'll explain soon why. I've heard about this challenge. It's called the 32 deck challenge. You make one with all the different colors of color combinations. You make one with only blue cards, one with only green, one with, you know, red, black, and then you make the green blue and the green red. And oh, that was another rare. I can't be talking and looking at the same time. We put the rares to the side, rares to the side. So it somehow becomes 32 decks if you do all the different color combinations. I think that would be a fun thing to do. Again, a foil, and this is a rare. So it's kind of 2-in-1 card. Can we zoom in even more? No, this is maximum zooming. Okay, here. This is quite nice. I like this one. Yeah, I like it. So at some point, maybe in the long term, I would also like to build all of those decks and pick something interesting. And just yesterday I was playing around and I made an elf deck with green cards. I have a goblin deck with red cards. And I am on the mission of building the rest. So for black, I was considering zombies. But then I found a lot of cool cards that are black and blue for zombies. So for black, I might just do a rat deck. So that's why I thought the rat token would make sense to save, or at least put to the side. And then it's easy to find. So this is now the mythic, right? In the new ones, which I don't collect. So I like the vintage, so the old school. I like the old border, so things like this. But the new border, the stuff you buy now, it says here Mythic M. Here it doesn't say, so you see it from the color. So Mythic again could be more valuable, but not necessarily. So it seems that there's a lot of the same sets. So I guess whoever was playing or collecting these, they were kind of buying during a specific period of time. I have no idea what sets these are. I think one of them is maybe Dragon's Maze. I might recognize. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments what sets these are. At some point I'm gonna try to sort out all the cards, the commons, the rares per set. There's a lot of duplicates here, so I'm gonna end up selling a lot of this stuff to make some space and maybe make some dollars back. And we got another foil. This one was quite nice. As I said, I just made a goblin deck. If I would find any cards I would like to put in it. I think this one, it doesn't seem to be so good. Let's check it out together. It's a common, but could be good. Okay, first strike sounds good. Attacks each turn, so it's kind of a negative. It has to attack, but who cares? Look at that foil. Look, oh, you see that? Is that glistening? You see that glistening? Oh, that's a nice one. So what else do we have? What else do we have? A lot of stuff. Yeah, so it would be cool to put everything into the binders. I don't even know how many sets there are. I think if they made a few sets every year. Okay, so let's talking more sorting. So if we zoom out a bit, that first fat pack, right? This fat pack, it had all the cards taken out. It's roughly 500 cards. We have a bunch of rares we need to scan. There was this bunch of random lands. Let's put them aside. There was this super expensive card. Let's keep here on the green side with the Mana Crypt, the banger. So let's go through these in a moment. And then let's put the foils also in a separate pile. A nice pile here maybe. And then there's stuff that I'm just kind of laying out that I might want to keep to organize. So maybe I put the rat just out of frame. You don't need to see. And this is also, I'll sort it later. Now let's go into this mystery bag and kind of just see what it is. Maybe we start off with the pile of these cards and then go through the decks a bit closer. These boxes. I'm really oh my god. No, I thought it was a rare. I thought it was a rare. Everybody chill. Just relax. No stress. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I would imagine that people put better cards inside of the boxes, but that's not necessarily true. As we see here, there's some random cards that are Selena. That's kind of cool card, like that. Oh, that's again one of those things. Mana something, but it's quite expensive for only making one mana. Maybe not so good. Okay, Gruul. Okay, there's something. This all fits the same. So that was a Gruul something. This was a Gruul something. Not really sure what that is. Let's go through the cards. Let's go through the cards. Again, I'm looking for the rares. I'm looking for, maybe it needs to be a bit more zoomed out. I'm not that good at keeping things in the frame, so maybe you see better. Maybe I should even keep this fat pack handy to just put all the cards we go through in it, and then we take it out. So yeah, if you're wondering what is MTG Santa, so I'm living here in the Arctic Circle, the official hometown of Santa Claus, and of course everything is Santa branded. We have Santa Döner, we have Santa Hairdresser, we have Santa's Holidays, we have Santa's Rubbled Raiders. Boom. Okay, this was pretty good. I think that, okay, let's zoom in a little bit. I want you to get the full experience. Seems to be a pretty good card. Again, I am not so good at the playing. That was that card again, so it's quite, as you see, we're, oh my god, now we got it. Ooh, okay, we can keep it in the sleeve. I mean, again, probably not valuable, but you never know. You never know. It's also, for me, the foiling. We don't get the full experience. We gotta do it. We gotta raw it. Raw selection. What does it do? Robust power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. Okay, fine, you got a lot of lands. This is powerful. Oh, yes. Look at that foliage. And we go through this. This stuff we already went through. Let's put it away. Yeah, so MTG Santa, I just thought that would be a funny way of documenting my journey, learning more about Magic the Gathering, sharing what I find, sharing what I don't find. I mean, I'm anyway going to be sitting here and going through the cards. I thought, why not stream? Why not shoot? Why not share? And you never know. Always exciting stuff is happening. I bought a lot of stuff, and I am going to be opening them on video. Okay, more of these mana generation stuff. Draw card and get. So some of these seem quite cool again. Maybe I need to put some of that stuff aside, because when I need to build my decks, I can't just use the rares. Some of the more common and uncommon cards needs to be. Okay, we are back in the game. So, of course, in the very new sets, there's one foil every booster. So it's like 1 in 15 cards are foils. So they're not that expensive. In these old board, I guess it's kind of medium rare to get foils. And in the very old sets, it's super rare to get foils. I don't know the numbers. If you know, let us know. But again, it enters tapped, but it's nice foil. So we have put it in the foil pile. Maybe we keep it visible. Okay, nothing there. Again, so random stuff like this hair nets. Not sure if this is like a deck. It's so small. Okay, we got it again. Man, what's happening? Sometimes you buy these and it's literally just bulk. It's nothing. But here, really like this kind of Boros symbol. Or kind of, this is on many Boros cards. The white, red, that's Boros. At least I know that one. Okay, we can't spend all the time reading and looking. We'll maybe figure it out when we scan. If it's a super expensive card, we might go deeper into what it does. But for now, let's check out all those foils. What is happening here? Shattering Blow. I am down with that. Maybe we need to put some tunes on. I don't know, for the next video, maybe we put some tunes. Okay, what is it? Gate Crash. Okay, so one of the sets is Gate Crash at least. What was this foil? We put it on the side. Yeah, we already scanned it, but it's okay. We put it back in the pile. So what do we have here? Mystery Pile 2. Okay, this is interesting. I was actually looking at this card yesterday, but another version for one of the elf decks I'm now trying to build. But I wanted this functionality of adding more mana, but it seemed unlikely for this guy to get a lot of +1/+1 counters on it. At least in the cards I had in the deck. So I know it wasn't that expensive of a card, but could be used. Okay, so this card, I feel we've had this so many times, even maybe in foil a few times. So again, maybe these newer set, this is maybe a bit more newer set. M13, is that around 2013 roughly? Maybe. So if there's more foils, less rare, less price. Because some of the really old cards, like even if it's like a random ass rare, common or uncommon, just because it's foil, it pumps up in value. So They are a bit tricky to get hold of, and I think it's a bit boring to buy singles. I mean, to be honest, I'd spend all my money and then it would be game over, but it's nice to go through the packs. It's nice to kind of look and see and find treasures, and hopefully, you know, so far we found one card that is 25% of the full purchasing price, so we might get lucky on this one. And it's also entertaining, right? It's nice for me. I like to spend my time reviewing the cards. I get super excited if I find, okay, a rare, but a foil. Almost foil is more exciting than a rare. Okay, it doesn't sound like such a crazy good card. So we'll scan everything just for fun at the end and see what we add up to. And yeah, we'll see. Okay, a mythic. A lot of these Merfolk, blue, green Merfolk. I wanted to make a blue deck as well. Yes, so I was talking about all the colors. So the blue deck I wanted to do is Merfolk. But now I'm finding out that there's more and more these blue and green Merfolk. But I think for the single color or monocolor decks, I want to go tribal. So tribal, I have been thought is that it's kind of themed around a creature type, so goblins or elves. And I thought it would be also cool because I guess it's probably easiest to go tribal in a. So this is just all this kind of promo. Okay, what is this? I was just gonna say it's all trash. It's all of this, but it's not. So this is, the card is a bit bent, but we'll fix it. But I like this again so much, this promo card. Again, it's not probably so expensive because everybody kind of showed up at the game store, got it. But I'm separately putting those in a binder and try to see how many of all the promo cards I end up getting. I mean, I might as well when they're coming. Then a lot of this, call it trash, but I don't know if there's any value or anybody tries to collect these things. I'm not really sure what they are. Some random stuff. They're not even tokens, just kind of almost like commercial. But this is not even a magic card. It was foil. I got a little bit excited, but false alarm, everybody, false alarm. But there were still some cards here, and I guess I said maybe people put the rares in the boxes, so we got a bunch of rares here. Okay, this is again one of those lands. We had it. Okay, let me go open the phone. I need to somehow try to not log out. So I'm a bit beginner here with my streaming setup. Okay, back to the scanning mode. We had the blood crypt. That was 15. I wonder what this is now. 13 ringa ding dongs. That's cash money, baby. So half of the cost of this whole thing is now paid by these two cards. So they're the same theme, okay? So they're from two different sets, but the same logic, right? You pay 2 and you will get an untapped land. So that's $30. That's 30 euros. Bucks, euros, same at this point. A bunch of rares. Oh, a mythic and a mythic. Some of these I recognize, like this one. I've seen it so many times. If I've seen it a lot of times, it's probably not that rare. It's probably not that expensive. Let's go through the box again. I mean, let me give you the quick overview where we are at. So we've sort of emptied half of this box now. This one I'm gonna keep for the end, like a nice box. There's some open boosters, some random sleeves. I mean, these sleeves just seems quite worthless because, I mean, what are you gonna do with 10 random sleeves? But old school nice art. I like to keep them, and you can exchange the sleeve for the commander, because my commander always gets lost in the deck, and then you have to look through it, and then you have to reshuffle. But if you're playing like a white, red soldier deck or something, like this would perfectly match if you have like a commander that looks like that. Let's check what other sleeves there is here. If it's all the same, it's all the same. And it's too few. I mean, okay, even if you make a 40 card deck, there's not enough here. So let's put that to the side. So let's go through all the cards. Let's see the rares. Let's see the foils, and then we shall scan them. A lot of basic lands, a lot of basic stuff. Again, we can't spend all night looking at everything, but let's go through what we have. Yeah, so let me know what are some other type of tribal decks I could think about. For white, I'm thinking about angels. For green, I have the elves. Oh, I was again thinking if it's a cool land, but you know, no rarity. So let's see. Okay, we got the mythics. What is this? Okay, so the white green here, I was also thinking about like a +1/+1 enchantment type of a deck, because there was a lot of those type of cards when I was sorting like my more expensive rares. That gave me kind of feeling of what typically cards there is. But let me know if there's any good color combination or specific archetype or deck type that you think is interesting. I also made, so I made 3 decks. The mono red goblins, I have made the mono green elves, and then the third one was all the colors together. So 5 colors, and that is with the dragons. It's because they're powerful, and in there, that's why I knew these lands were quite expensive, because I have something like this in them. Because there you need all the mana fixing, all that. This is quite nice. I mean, I just like the art. This in foil, it would have been crazy. Let's see what else we find. This is kind of a cool, it's like a random set here, right? We haven't seen this set symbol. I know this is Phyrexia, something Phyrexia. Because they have this Phyrexia mana, you pay with life. This is kind of cool. I don't know what that set is. So now it feels like we're moving away from those sets we're looking at. There's more random set codes. What is this? Magic the Gathering, how to play. Okay, I don't think it's gonna... Yeah, maybe it's some of these. Yeah, okay, it's probably some of these kind of just basic, some kind of beginner packs. Maybe I should actually keep them together if somebody wants them for playing, but I don't know, it seems so random, right? It's also a little bit different, so maybe it's not correct, but it doesn't hurt to try to keep it together in case that would actually be something. This was also blue. Yeah, so maybe all this blue stuff was actually something here. We'll keep the blue like a beginner. I played with my brother, his spouse, and my niece. We played with these, and it was funny because it was the first time I played with cards without sleeves, because these are like a few euros for the whole set, like real old school style. And I thought, yeah, it's crazy. Now I'm sleeving, I'm double sleeving to keep all the value. Okay, so this is now a green deck. Okay, this is a classic card, Giant Grow. Never really used it, but it seems to be a popular one. Okay, so this seems to be one of those, you know, but I think, are they all missing the rare? I think there should be like a rare in each one of them, at least one. Maybe somebody picked them out. So these are not now complete, but we have the green, we have the blue, we have the white. Okay, so let's check the rest of the junk here, and then we have one more box. I'll put this aside. It's kind of a nice red deck box. Let's hope that's the crazy stuff. I mean, we've already picked out the crazy stuff, so maybe it was somebody who just played, he didn't know so much about the value. I guess some of this stuff has gone up in value. There's some open boosters. I'm really curious what they are. I'm also collecting all the different boosters, especially with the, oh my god, this is quite nice. Saviors of Kamiwaga, but it's an open one, so we're gonna crack it. But it's like a almost a feeling of cracking a real booster. So I'm trying to collect all the different arts, different versions of all the boosters for the old board and older one. Okay, let's go through this one, like one of those cool guys on the internet. Here, boom. I don't know how to move them back and forth to find the rares in a final. Okay, but at least this was all. Okay, what is the rare? Never Ending Torment. Let's check the value. You never know, but it could be cool. Let's say this person never really opened it because maybe they didn't. Try to sign in on my phone here. Maybe they didn't actually open it all the way through. Okay, so 32 cents. So it's not always the big bucks, but there's always exceptions. This was quite nice. It was quite fun. This was like almost like a ready to go. Where do we get this? This is a good feed for us. So it was like a ready to go kind of a book. I keep it intact. You never know. Somebody likes the experience of a surprise. Now, what else do we have? Okay, we have this final box now, and then we're gonna scan the rares. Let's check where it goes. It's split in two, so maybe this is actually quite nice. I think it's too small for like modern When I say made modern, I mean like nowadays. Not, there's a play style called modern, so I'm not talking about that. But if you make a 40 card deck with your friends at the draft, maybe you can take home your cards with it. Okay, it looks like something like that because there's a lot of this Boros, this white, red stuff, a lot of the same card. Okay, look at this. Look at that foil. Look at that armor, how it's shining. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's nice. So we put it in the... Yeah, so there's not been so many foils. I think most of the foils came in the very beginning. But again, we got the 2 lands for 30, for 60 euro box, mystery box. I think so far I'm quite happy. The excitement, the thrill has been really, really good. Let's see what else we find here. Nothing really too exciting. Let's see what we find. Okay, so it's been a lot of stuff. Then we clean up the table. We do some scanning. What do we have here? Okay, nothing really. Again, I don't always know if it's like complete decks because I don't play so much. I don't really know. With all the different styles and the different rules and the different everything, but I like to do the drafts and build a 40 card deck with that because then you don't have an infinite amount of cards to build from. With Commander it's so tricky, you have so many cards. I mean, you maybe don't have, but I have a lot of cards to pick from, and I guess anybody who plays has so much cards. As we see already here with this 60 euro batch, we got quite a lot. Okay, but that was everything, folks. We need to now scan in. Let me change the view again here. Bam. And I kind of wanted to just scan in all the foils first. Let's just go through them because, as I said, they can be quite valuable. So that wasn't that valuable. I just want to kind of get a feel. It's nice for me to know which ones I have. And then, okay, that one we already got. Okay, so I see there's none of them are really that. Okay, this was quite nice. This, okay, it actually identified the right planes. That was a nice promo card. You see the kind of value jumps up when I press foil, but sometimes it jumped a lot. But now it's a small jump. This one was really cool as well. It had a special foil. It's nice. Okay, so you can kind of see the card and you can see the action there. What's this foil? Yeah, this is all of this foil. Okay, now the rares. It was in the end quite of a big pile. So let's go through them as well. Okay. I usually sleeve them if they're above €1, because then they're actually a bit more valuable and a bit more rare. But if it's less than €1, I just kind of... Okay, this is, again, we can see this is like the wrong version. We go to the end, it's the right version. Yes, the value changes a little bit, but I'm not so picky. I just kind of want to make sure I get the rough idea of the value and what cards I have, because sometimes people offer you card. Okay, this was quite nice. Over €1, but this is the wrong version. 143. What does it do? Intimidate. When blah 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 enters the battlefield, for each opponent you may put up to 1 target creature. Hey, this is pretty nice. Quite expensive, but you can put somebody else's cards on your graveyard. Okay, but now we're here to scan. We're not here to read. Oh, what's up? What's up? Now we got €7. What is this card? Let's check it out. Cryptghast Extort. Okay, what's that? Well, somebody said read the card, explain the card. Whenever you cast a spell, you may pay blah blah blah. If you do, each opponent loses 1 life. Okay, we'll put the more expensive ones here in the next side. We'll finish the scanning because then my phone keeps on dying or locking. So we'll just go through the cards and then we'll go through the more expensive ones to kind of read what they do. Okay, bam. So let's say we make one that is 1 pile for below €1, 1 pile for €1 to €5, and 1 pile for more than €5. That should be fair. Okay, as I said, this one I think quite often, not that rare. Or rare, but like, Okay, this was not. Well, again, this is the wrong set. It doesn't matter to me, but the price a little bit changes. Let me put them all in the same pile, and this is the more expensive pile. Okay, so we're getting actually. Okay, there was another foil here. I like this one. Put them in the foil. Was there a foil pile? I don't know. I kind of lost it all. And let's go through. So I think we're getting a lot of. I understand the kind of sub €1 cards. Like nobody's actually gonna go all the way and pay me €1 for the card, or it's not actually maybe worth it, but to some degree it's worth it. So I think that's quite nice. I hope I'm putting these cards in the right order. Yeah, so below 1 I'm just putting them sort of off your screen here. If it's more than €1, I'll kind of go through them and sleeve them. Yeah, this was the one where okay, so you see here 40 cents, but now let's go to the older set. It goes up probably a little bit in value. Okay, no, it goes down in value, but with the foil up a little bit. But because it's foil, I usually like to sleeve them anyway because I want to keep them fresh. Okay, what's up? Also an old version. Nice. I think we're getting to the $60. I'm for sure getting to the $60 because okay, did I put the foils and the rares all a bit mixed? So there's some foils now, even though they're not rare. I'll sort it a little bit better when I'm on my own, but for now let's just bang it out. Was this foil? No. Is this foil? Rare. So all of these cheaper rares are not really that expensive, but at least they help with finalizing the collection. That's the most interesting part of this. Okay, a bit maybe wasting time kind of changing the code, but okay, so we see here the mythic one was a bit more expensive, €1 than the rares. Okay, so some of the rares are really not worth anything. Again, I don't know why I'm changing the set, but I'm trying to be a bit more realistic. But it's cool to see also, like how often has it been reprinted or not? Is it a new card? Is it an old card? Boom, Mr. Booster. I hope it's a good card if they reprinted it. Worth less in the original version. So many of these. Okay, this is okay. Wow, we didn't get that one. That would have been a banger card. Okay, what else do we have? A lot of this Boros stuff. Okay, Boros Elite, Boros this and that. Get out of my house with your Boros. Boom, please. Okay, these promos were looking quite nice. So this card I think we already had. This one. Yeah, okay, it was the wrong set, but it's close enough. I just want to see if there's something crazy. Is there something crazy? No. Okay, if it's over €1, let's put. Okay, I was gonna say then we put the right set, but okay. Let's see, 68. We'll put the same card again. Same card again. Yeah. So there were a few bangers, I have to say. By the end of the day, let's check here. Let's check here. So the total value I can see of the 54 cards. Did we even? Okay, so we didn't add these for some reason. I didn't add these most expensive lands. So let's add them. Boom. And then let's add the other one. Boom. So I think actually we ended up with exactly €56. So roughly for the rares and the foils and the two very expensive rares together, we got our money back more or less. And then we got some storage boxes. We got a lot of bulk. Maybe somebody will be happy with that. But for now, I'm really happy with, let me go to the full screen. Really happy with these two banger lands. Maybe you can't see them. Can you see them here better? Yes. Yes. All right. That's some nice lands. We didn't read this one. This was the €7 card. We'll figure that one out that's it for today. Thank you so much. It was so nice opening these things up with you. Let me know in the comments if I missed something that was more expensive among the more less rare stuff. See you in the next video.